Morning. Okay, so welcome back, Burra Country crew. Today we are riding day 2 of the Great Victorian Rail Trail, and yesterday I rode from Tallarook to Molesworth, which was about 58 k's by the time I got to there. A few minor diversions, and today I'm hoping, I'm not sure if we're going to do that, but I'm hoping to get from Molesworth to Bonnie Doon. And mostly because that's where we're staying, and it would be nice to be able to get there, and then tomorrow then just do the last 15-20 kilometres, whatever it is, to Mansfield. So off we go. So now the trail, the Great Victorian Rail Trail, it's really quite good, and it's quite diverse as far as trail goes. So you get a bit of road, you get a bit of footpath, you get a bit of gravel. There's a lot more people out on the trail today. I'm gonna let that truck go by. There's a few school groups I've seen going out, and there was one staying where we were last night. So there's a few school groups out going along, and so we'll probably come across a lot more people today, I imagine, on this section. But it's very nice. It's going to be up to 23 degrees Celsius, so that's actually quite pleasant. And just sunny blue skies, so I couldn't ask for much more than that. So we'll just see how we go today though for distance, because yesterday I did hurt my knee a little bit, and it hasn't swollen up or anything, but it is sore. So I'm going to take it a bit easier today, even though this section is actually rated as more hills and a bit more effort required. There's a lot of altitude gain from here onwards, so we'll see how we go. But you know, the trails are good. These trails are very nice. So now I'm also going to cheat just a little bit while I'm warming up. I am going to put the e-power on for a little while, just to give my knee, let it sort of warm up a bit. I think yesterday what I did, I actually stood up on it, on a hill, pedaling up a hill, and I stepped down on it a bit awkwardly, and it was not, something didn't go quite right there. So, but as I said, it's not aching through the joint, it's just touchy on the outside, so it should be okay. But I'm going to go a little bit easier here, and on any hills, I'm honest, I'm going to be using the e-power, so I'm not loading up the weight on that knee too much. But the rest of the time, you know, I usually have it turned right down, so to either nothing or 1, which it's on at the moment. So, and get out there. So as I said, yeah, quite diverse, the trail I found yesterday. Interesting to see how the rest of it goes. So there was a couple of small sections which are actually just bits of road. One of them was just a bit of a normal road paralleling the highway, the Goulburn Valley Highway. And so that was actually a nice smooth section for a very short period, but nice to get on a bit of a smooth trail for a short bit. There were a few crossings of the highway and a few other areas. So there are crossings of main roads, so just remember that. We've got kids. And also came across what I think was a red belly black snake. So that was yesterday afternoon. So at the end of the day, just outside of Yarck. So the other thing I'm going to say about this trail, which is absolutely great thing about this trail, is that it's very well signposted. It has, at virtually every town along the way, no matter how big or small those towns, there is parking access near the trail. So the trailheads basically every town has its own basic trailhead point, and there's parking at every one of them. So you can start from virtually any point along this trail, park your car, do a section and come back to it, which is not the case on every trail. So that's one of the upsides of this one I've found so far, and we've commented on that the signposting pointing out where the trail is in each town makes it really easy, especially if you've got a car meeting you, they know exactly where to go to. The other thing is there's lots of stops. There's, along this trail, there are, I believe, 12 of those drop toilets, which are the green huts with water tanks on them. I also noticed that they had hand washing water on them, which the other ones on other trails didn't have. So the infrastructure on this trail is actually pretty good. So, in fact, it's very good. And of course, there's always toilets in all the towns as well. And as anyone who's watched any of my videos, toilets are an important thing. It's always nice to know where they are when you get to a town. It saves you having to go looking for them. So we always like to point that sort of thing out. But yeah, the trail has clearly done something for this region. And all the naysayers about rail trails and all those sorts of things for the now very defunct train lines that did exist, these trails were doing nothing. They have brought tourism back into the area and certainly added to the tourism in the area. I've seen a lot of people on bikes in the last day or so. So, yep, great things. So this is where you can head off to Alexandra. That way to Alexandra, that way to Yarck. Well, I'm going to Yarck. So yeah, so that's the turn off point. So if you go down that way there, you can go to Alexandra, and it's 14 kilometres each way. So if you're doing that diversion down there, so Yarck here, 6 kilometres to Yarck. This is Yarck. On the Burra truck in Yarck. Right. Stop here or go. Oh, there's Joyce. Okay, so next meeting point is Merton. So we're going to see how this video's out on the back. It's pretty rough, so I'll give it a go. So I've put this camera on the front. There's a couple of spots up here I really want to get some video of, so so this is Yarck. Yarck. Hot Fuzz, great film. It's not really Yarck, but it sounds close enough. Yarck. We are heading on the way. Right. GVR 46046. Merton, historical cemetery marker. Joyce is just talking to trees.
We just cut down a cookie.
Yeah.
He's a blink and you miss it. Like,
Yeah, I know. I realised that one.
we put the barrel right through it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. There
there
might be a town or something.
But no, that was it. So, yeah, we just parked down at the...
And the oh, all right.
Yeah.
I've just kept the pace going flat stick, really. There's been some good hills, bit of downy things and up things, and that's all right. Went past the school kids. Man, there's a couple of those kids were way behind.
Were they?
And a teacher following the last kid,
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
this. So Bonnie Doon's not that far, really. Back there, like a fair way back, it said 29, and then I went, oh, it's only 19, and
You're here,
yeah.
to be fair, there's only Woodfield in between.
Yep, so I'll easy do Bonnie Doon.
Yeah. Woodford or whatever it's called. Or do you want to go right?
I don't know. Like Bonnie Doon's only 15 k's. Well, it says 15.5 from here on that sign just there. So, okay, so this is Merton, and we are now 15.5 kilometres from Bonnie Doon. So we're going to Bonnie Doon, and that's where I'm going to stop today. So we're off. Just Joyce and Geordie were just back there. They're going to just head back to Bonnie Doon now, back to the Burra van. So I turn my. That's not it. Oh yes, it is. So there's a train station here. This is it, I think. Yeah. So this is it. So this is actually the train station. So we're going to pop the drone up. I'm going to get a bit of footage over the top of here at Merton. Sheepies here. Yeah. Bit of Australia. Okay, sheep, I'll see you next time. Okay, sheepy. Sheepy, sheep, sheep. Picnic table up there. Friends of the Great Victorian Rail Trail. So there you go, go and join them. You live up this way, you want to help out. This is a great trail, I have to say. This is a great trail. It's pretty neat. Crossing the road here. Five kilometres to Bonnie Doon, people. It's not bad. Today's adventure. We're going to Bonnie Doon. We're going to Bonnie Doon. Bonnie Doon. $21.5 to Mansfield, which will be tomorrow's little